Hi, this is Joe from Manny Beach Running Club, and here are a few thoughts on those days when you don't want to go for a run. So we all have them, those days when you just don't want to show up, you don't want to adult, when you want to press a snooze button, roll into a ball and never leave bed. This can be due to tiredness, losing your mojo, having a tough week, having a stressful week at work or with family or with kids at home. These can all lead to you feeling tired, and there's nothing wrong with that. It's completely normal. It's a very familiar feeling to all athletes of all levels. So what do you do when this happens? So here's a few tangible things you can do. Well, as I said, we've all had those days where everything feels like a struggle. I've still managed to run today, and I've had a really pretty shitty day today. Pretty full on, lots going on. Got some body weight fitness in, I got my run in, also managed to get on the bike as well. I've now got to make dinner, and I really don't want to make dinner. I haven't got any ideas in my head. I'm thinking of getting takeaway, and that's not a good idea at all. So, as I said, here's a few tips on how to dig yourself out of this. Tip number one, make a start. Once you start on a task or you start your run, then you're more inclined to carry on. The hardest thing is making a start. The most powerful gear in your car is first gear, and there's a reason for that, because going from zero to moving is the hardest thing to do. So make a start. Before you know it, you'll have one less job on your to-do list and you're done. So make a start, get out, go, get the shopping, put the dinner on, go for a run, go for a cycle ride. Before you know it, you're back and dinner's made and everything's good to go. 2, remind yourself of how you'll feel after you've completed that job or after you've completed your training. You know you're going to feel amazing. You know you feel really pleased with yourself, really proud of yourself. There's never a good time to start, but just keep reminding yourself of that feeling. And the quicker you run, the quicker you're done. The quicker you get out there, the quicker you're back. So, remind yourself of that feeling. You're going to feel amazing very soon. The sooner you start, the sooner you feel amazing. 3rd thing to think about is natural to feel this way. It's totally normal. All athletes have it. All people have it. Everyone has good days and bad days. Don't feel guilty about feeling unmotivated. Don't feel like it's just you. Don't feel sort of lonely in that feeling. Just make sure you don't let that feeling win. I had a good friend that used to say to me, said to me last year actually, that he calls that voice Leroy. So when he starts to hear Leroy talking, he tells Leroy to shut up. I don't need that negativity. I don't need that negative voice. I'm just going to push forward and ignore Leroy. So it's natural to feel this way. Ignore Leroy. Ignore that negative voice. Number 4, do it now. Don't put it off. Try to get all your training done as early as possible. Do it as early as possible, really, is the way to sort of understand this tip. If you can get out and do your training before the sun's come up, if you can do your training before you're actually awake, if you can do your training before you have hundreds of jobs, before you get tired, before you have to make dinner, that's the way to get it done. If you start to leave things till the evening, if you leave them till the last minute, you're never going to get those jobs done. So, get it done, do it now, before you change your mind. The best time is always now. So look, I hope this helps you get out there and get some tasks done, get your running done and get your training done. Don't give in to Leroy, and happy running. Cheers.